Alright, I'm going to kick this off. Welcome back to Indian Trace. Believe it or not, I have been organizing my thoughts and intentions for these display videos. I'll do them in the winter, as I mentioned, just an opening very quickly, and be able to take a look myself and document myself with some of the reflections that have changed. Of course, it always changes over time in collecting about artifacts that I've had. These are huge. What is interesting about the set that we're going to look at here, and that I want to show you, is that, at least for where I am, these are super rare. Now when I say that, I'm drawing off the experience of about, as we go through these, about, and they're big, they're all way over 3 inches, you know. I'm drawing off the experience of 15,000 plus artifacts. Now I do find broken bases on these big ones. You know, I'll find a broken base, or I'll find a tip much more often. But complete points that are this big, of this kind of material, I am dumbfounded by. I don't really know where to place them in terms of their age, the dispensation, where they fit in the timeline. I would have to guess early archaic, somewhere in that gray period between 7,000 BC and maybe 2,000 BC. I have no idea. So any insight you could share would be great. But these blow my mind because they are that rare. I don't have more that I didn't put out. This is all I have of these Mara Mountain, or close to it, some others maybe. I've heard people whispering different names, Savannah River or what have you. I don't know. I do know for sure, and that's why I put the buffalo up, that there were eastern bison right here in eastern central North Carolina. So I don't know if that plays into any of these. But there were also mastodon, which the earliest of our North American Indians hunted. I want to share something with you as we go through this. People might be completely, I've been mind blown. There's just so many good things happening, great things happening. I mean, you just have to say, wow. People would actually be amazed if they would just turn their back on the negativity of the modern news media. That includes internet. That includes allowing yourself to read blurb titles that are designed to propagandize and kill your hope. Since the election of 2016, there has been a great undertaking on fixing our republic going on. It's happening. It's happening. But many people who listen to this it's very even difficult for them to hear that. People will say there's so much division, there's so much that. Well, how much division do you think was going on when they were setting German shepherds loose on African Americans in 1968, or using fire hoses to blow them off the street? How much division was going on then? It's interesting, isn't it? Look at this big piece from Mecca. So all the negatives aside, I just want to encourage you, and there's a link on this video. Here's a point from Saponi. So this material and everything, these are a mystery to me. Big mystery points. There's a link that will give you, I think, some eye-opening considerations to make, looking at things logically about what's been going on since the election, what's been going on with all the, I guess you might want to say, power players, although many of them have been stripped of their power. What's been going on to restore this nation back into your hands and mine? And it is about we the people. Often have these. Just give you a good look at these pieces. They're a mystery to me. So any insight would be great. I think they're cool as can be, though. They're big and cool. So I was actually in a good mood today, just being able to hear the report that I've put on the link here. I knew I had to share it for anybody that wants to consider some insight about what's going on and how it's all fitting together through the last 2 years in the fixing of this republic of the United States of America. Oh, the border issue is still big, but I have no worries. I believe our president, our leader, will secure it, will make sure that the invasion and the harm that people intend for our nation through the southern border isn't going to happen, because those huge caravans of people, they're being provided for. They're being supplied with food and water and goods and transportation. The question is, who's providing them? And how are we, the people, who pay for and support the decisions of our president and leadership, going to protect our children? Some people say they don't need to be protected. This came from the jump off, very unique. If you could feel this point, I've said it before, it's super, this material right here is super light. I can't even imagine it. It's super light. Anyway, just a couple thoughts here around the round table. The stone round table. That's a great point from the jump off. It's big, isn't it? In considering all these things, stands to reason that there is no reason in not supporting fixing and supplying a good, sturdy, decent door with a lock on your house or your nation. But no border talk here. The report's not about that. It's about all the scarlet threads that have been tied together to show what's been going on. And it's about analyzing how people have been acting. People who were once leaders in this nation, who have clearly shown themselves to be a part of a criminal conspiracy, which I mean is a criminal cooperation. They have been. Look at this base. Just a really great piece from Saponi. It's just so unique. They're so rare. I wouldn't have known it when I first found them. You know, you find them and you move on, and you haven't collected long like me. I haven't collected very long. And you just put it with your collection. But now I know. They don't come up that often. Here's probably the newest find off the jump off. Funny, this and this. Those two, this one and this one, come from the jump off. And this one and this one come from Saponi. Same people, I guarantee it. Well, I can't say that because these two styles may be 1,000 years difference. Don't know. Bloodline, I bet you it's the same bloodline, but you never know. They were nomadic. That aside, check out the link. I think it'll open your eyes like it did mine, but it's pretty much going to just ring the bell, and you're going to say, you know what? I thought so. You know, I have been thinking so, or the conviction of your heart, and in prayer, God has been just revealing things to you that you just weren't sure of because you get so hammered with propaganda and false reporting. But I think you can trust your heart. The Bible says you can trust your heart because your heart is greater than all things. Look at the airs broken off. That's a shame, but it's just such a unique point. Just don't find them that often. So even in my displays, I couldn't get too bent out of shape about a busted ear. Oh well. Wish it wasn't, but it happens. So, I'm just trying to do my part. That's why I had to put up some display videos, and this one's going to be a little shorter, and try to make them a little shorter, not as long as before. Some of you out there absolutely love them. And I don't want to bore anybody, but I want you to see these just as you would a museum, but better that you might be able to get a real close-up in a 360. These are all a little banged up, but I'm going to tell you what. If you came here, you're not going to pick these up on the ground. I only know today how rare they are. When you talk about 15,000 collected artifacts, and these being the only ones like these that I found, that's rare. Little Bar Mountain type of point here. Site 6, and then this one is Site 6 too. The Cascade, and this is near the Cascade. On the other side of it, really. Crescent Woods. Right around that area. So on a positive note, what else can I say? There's a ton happening. My brain spins if I have any opportunity to just listen and study. Alternative news feeds are out there, people who have good hearts, prayerful hearts, godly people, people who've been in the military for 30 years, military intelligence, people who've been journalists for years and have become disgusted in a controlled, enslaved, propagandized media. And so they have been able to, in today's modern world, begin to report and study themselves. So, let the truth be established in the company of many counselors. This has a little break off the tip. It's a little bit of an impact fracture. That's okay. Cascade was just a great bass. The bass is what I saw first when I found this point. But that's a good setup of all this stuff. So if you know anything about these big, old, well, they're all old. All of our artifacts are extremely old. We live in a postmodern society. It's crazy, the perspective. Look at this lineup, though. 3 big, strong points to 5 to 7. Check the link out and share it. I know you have a lot of people out there that could use the peace, that could use the hope. And I hope you find that there. Appreciate you checking these out. Be well.